All right, guys, fire away.
Halloween candy?
Um, I- Most all of it. Yeah, I'm not, I like almond joy.
Uh, I asked KJ before, is there such a thing as being too unselfish? You guys assisted on almost every basket, but also had 24 turnovers.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, we pride ourselves in being a team that shares the ball and plays the right way. And I just thought, I thought we actually played selfish in stretches today. And maybe a little bit careless combined with that. I mean, turning the ball over that much against a team, and listen, the Mexico Highlands, I think they're going to be a really good team in their conference, but we shouldn't be doing that. So I'm glad it happened because it's going to be a great teaching tool, and can hopefully get our guys' attention a little bit.
How has it worked out having these two when your first couple years you had that closed exhibition?
Yeah, I mean, listen, hey, I got a responsibility to help the athletic department generate some revenue, and obviously home games are pretty well attended here, and I have a certain number of dates I got to hit, and just kind of the way our schedule broke this year, I kind of had to play two exhibitions, and yeah, I mean, I love scrimmage at a team like St. Mary's, but it just wasn't in the cards this year, unfortunately, and but hey, I mean, we're at where we're at, and the season starts on Monday, so we got about another week to get ready for it, so we got to get better.
During an exhibition like this, do you say, okay, I want to see what these five on the court look like together, as opposed to waiting, for a regular season game, just in terms of rotation?
I mean, listen, I'm trying to give guys opportunities. I mean, obviously, as we get closer to real games that count, we'll probably tighten up the rotation a little bit, and I'll kind of figure out what that looks like this week.
How many threes do you hope to shoot in game one?
I mean, listen, it's tough. I'm obviously less than we did today, but it's also hard. I mean, a lot of those shots are wide open, and I think they're probably packing it in defensively, and saying, hey, beat us from the 3-point line, and we have guys that can make a lot of them, and so we just got to find that fine balance. But if over 50% of our shots are three, I don't know how many times we've done that since I've been here, and that's definitely. I mean, I don't really have a formula, but if I did, that wouldn't be it.
What can you tell us about Henry's injury? And
Yeah, I mean, Henry just had an unfortunate accident off the court, and I think initially we thought it could be pretty bad, but I think we got the best case scenario. So I really think there's an opportunity Henry's back sooner rather than later.
Could Pella have played tonight, or are you just being careful?
Not quite yet. Pella's still working his way back into practice, and hopefully we'll figure that out here in the next couple of days.
A couple of messages saying Henry had a golf cart incident at the.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on any of the specifics of it, but it was just kind of an unfortunate thing off the court, and luckily it turned out that I think it's going to be okay.
In a game like this, what do you hope to get out of it? And when you see the turnovers and you see all that, is that a good thing to work on that stuff? Or
listen, anything they give me, I'm going to get something out of it. So if good things happen, I'm going to get things out of it. If bad things happen, I'm going to get things out of it. I mean, I'm a teacher, and that's what a coach essentially is. So, I'm going to help our guys. And, our guys just got to understand, there's a standard, of effort that we play with. I think we're getting closer to that, but there's also a standard of intelligence and fundamentals, that we demand. And, I don't think we met those today. And I know we've been practicing them. I know they've been emphasized, but you know what? I probably got to go back to the drawing board and emphasize them a little bit more.
And Caleb played obviously another very good game. Just kind of a smooth effort, just kind of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Caleb's playing really well. I think he had 4 turnovers. I think each of those starting guards had 4 turnovers, which is too high of a number. But I'm happy with Caleb overall. I think he's I'm getting a feel for coaching him in games a little bit, and I see there's some good effort on the defensive end, but I also see there's a little bit of room for growth just in kind of how he finishes possessions, and we're definitely going to attack that this week.
With Umar and Krivas, how are they doing? How long have you had them back, by the way? And
They kind of started phasing into practice a couple days ago. I think maybe last practice was kind of the first time they were allowed to basically to do whatever, and you know, and J-Rock does a good job. I mean, you know, I mean, listen, it's a fine line. You gotta, you know, as a trainer and as a coach, you know, but especially the trainer, making sure, you know, guys are, you know, not sitting out too much, but at the same point, you know, you're getting them closer to 100% for, you know, when the lights are on and the games matter. And, you know, that's how he's handled them. And I think he's done a great job. So, you know, I'm excited, to get those two guys at full force, because I think they're a dynamic, you know, duo and a great 1-2 punch.
When you get Pella back, I mean, he's, you know, obviously he's been better for you off the bench, but, you know, does it seem like this is you maybe use him as a starter?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, first up, I have to see if he's available and where he's at. I mean, you know, before we do anything like that. So I'm gonna kind of let that play out, and then I'll, you know, then I'll make the decision, you know, that I think's best for the team. I don't think there's really a wrong decision in this scenario, and you know, we'll make sure we do a great job. You know, with whoever doesn't start is, you know, going to play as much as the starters and be a significant contributor.
Morauskas seemed more comfortable tonight than he was in the opener. What do you think about his play and how he's
I mean,
doing?
Morauskas is a talented player, and you know, it's the classic, you know, caught in between two positions a little bit. You know, we started you know, his development on the perimeter a lot this summer and fall, and then, you know, when guys started getting hurt, you know, we kind of sort of had to slide him to the 4 a little bit. And, you know, our 1, 2, and 3 and our 4 and 5, our 1, 2, and 3 are kind of a trio, our 4 and 5 are kind of a duo. And so, you know, it's once, when you make that jump from the 3 to the 4, there's a little bit of a learning curve. You're kind of learning a different way to play. And so, you know, I feel for him in that. And, you know, as a freshman, that's a lot. And so yeah, but he did look more comfortable, and he's really a talented player. I mean, he can really score the ball, and you know, he's got that scorer's mentality. Now he's just kind of start putting some of the other things together, and he has a chance to be a really good player here.
I know it's rare in this day and age, but are you thinking that anybody might redshirt this year, or Conrad, or anybody, because you are?
Yeah, you know, I mean, there've been some conversations behind the scenes, and we'll work those out here this week. You know, I think that's an important part of, you know, continuity, and you know, really building a program, not just a team. And we're a program. As Arizona basketball is a program, and so yeah, I mean that's something that I value and really think creates a lot of advantages for players and for the program. So you know, we'll sit down and talk about this week, and you know, hopefully figure it out before Monday.
You weren't here for when Azulis was a freshman, but do you see any comparisons to what he did his first year to what Krivas could do as far as being
I mean,
involved?
yeah, I hope so. You know, I mean, I think, you know, when Zoo came in, I think, you know, there was probably a little more sense of urgency for him to start and contribute. You know, I don't obviously, you know, Krivas with Umar here, you know, does maybe have the same, but man, if you have those two guys, and you know, you can play them in, you know, 3-4 minute stretches where they can play extremely hard. I mean, I think that's going to be really effective. And so yeah, I mean, I think he's going to have a tremendous year. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised. He scores the ball so easy that, you know, there might be some days he's close to your leading scorer. You know, I mean, he's a good player.
One more.
What have you seen from KJ Lewis, and how do you think he can contribute?
KJ's a good player. I mean, you know, he's a good player. He's learning. It's fun watching him in these games because he just makes so many plays. You know, there's also some mistakes he's making, and that's going to come with being a freshman and kind of fearless. So, you know, I value that fearlessness. I love his character. I love his talent. And now he just, with a little bit of experience, I think, you know, he'll find the fine line between, you know, where he should take risk and where he shouldn't. But I you know, I'm out to make sure as a coach I kind of temper, you know, my ability to restrain him, you know, because sometimes you do that and then, you know, the player isn't as effective because his instincts are incredible. And you know, so I think with some experience, he's going to be a heck of a ball player, and I think he's going to really impact our team this year. Thank you, guys.